Some cities are incredibly beautiful, but really hard to photograph. You'd think that cities like Bruges, Amsterdam, Berlin and Bangkok would be an absolute dream for photographers. But not really. Each of these cities has its own hidden challenges that can really test your skills. Today I will show you why these 4 places can be surprisingly tough to photograph and share some tips on how to make the most of them. Let's get into it. First up, Bruges. It's a storybook city, cobbled streets, gorgeous canals and a medieval skyline. But here's the problem, Bruges is almost too perfect. You're never alone here. Thanks to a certain film, Bruges has become a tourist hell. The relentless crowds, especially around Markt and the Belfry, make it hard to capture that timeless beauty without dozens of tourists in the frame. And then there's the weather. North European weather can be unforgiving even in summer. Flat light, constant drizzle and heavy clouds can really dull those rich medieval colours. But you know what? These challenges actually push you to be more creative. Try shooting at dawn or even later at night to avoid the crowds, or use long exposure to blur moving people, turning them into ghostly streaks that add to the atmosphere. And if the weather's gloomy, lean into it. Reflections in puddles or soft diffused light can give your shots a mysterious, moody feel. Next, let's head to Amsterdam. Another city with those dreamy canals and charming brick houses. But here's the catch. Amsterdam isn't always as photogenic as it seems. Some areas, like the red light district, are, quite honestly, grim. Neon lights, dirty streets and a real jumble of visuals that can make it hard to find a clean, beautiful composition. And just like Bruges, the crowds are a real problem here too. Between the cyclists and the partygoers, you have a constant rush of people to work around. But don't be discouraged. Amsterdam has hidden gems and quieter corners if you're willing to explore. Seek out these lesser known canals and hidden courtyards. Focus on details like reflections in the water or the texture of those old brick houses. And if you're flexible with timing, consider visiting in the off-season when there are slightly less crowds and a fresher perspective. Third on the list, Berlin. It's a city full of history and culture, but ironically for photographers, Berlin can feel limited. Beyond the truly iconic spots, the Brandenburg Gate, the Berlin Wall, you're often left with blocks of bland modern architecture. Much of Berlin was rebuilt after the war, so the classic charm that you find in other European cities just isn't here. And if you're hunting for a single breathtaking skyline shot, you may well be disappointed. But that's the beauty of Berlin. You're forced to dig deeper. Berlin's visual story is in the details and its juxtapositions. It's in the layers of graffiti, the modern minimalism and the creative way people have repurposed their city. So embrace the unexpected, capture those urban textures and contrast and look at street photography instead of just chasing typical landmarks. Finally, we have Bangkok. A city that's alive with shape and chaos, but it's a tough one to photograph. The heat and humidity are brutal. You're constantly fighting fogged lenses and sweat-soaked clothes. And then there's the noise and motion. Tuk-tuks, street vendors and endless crowds. It's easy to get overwhelmed. But if you embrace the madness, you will find some of the most dynamic shots of your life. Get out early before the heat and the crowds get too intense. Or find quieter corners, back alleys, temples and small markets that offer a calmer backdrop. Don't be afraid of motion blur or chaotic frames, it's all part of Bangkok's story. So there you have it, 4 cities that test your skills and creativity in totally different ways. Bruges with its crowds and gloom, Amsterdam's overt messiness, Berlin's sparse icons and Bangkok's overwhelming energy. Each one pushes you to see beyond the postcard views and find something truly unique. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried photographing these cities or perhaps others? What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them? Drop a comment below. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my future videos. I'll see you in the next one.